Every time I turn on the news, it's always bad news. I see job layoffs, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 people getting laid off from their jobs. I see bad socio-economic news, with tariffs. I see bad jobs report, the labor market going down every month. I see just a lot of bad news that signify that the world is changing. I see also AI, artificial intelligence, the threat of jobs being taken over as well. And the question is, what do we do? How do we maneuver through these times? Because people are going through changes. I've been through it. I've been laid off from my job, and it hurts. It's a situation to where it's a big change. And you can imagine when people are all of a sudden laid off from their job, what do they do? And this is happening at a lot of different places. It's happening at so many different companies as companies are concentrating on the bottom line. They're concentrating on profits and seeing what they can do to save money. And the first thing to go in those type of situations are usually employees. So the question is, what do we do? How do we maneuver through these times? And I wanted to share 3 things that I think that we can all take advantage of to put ourselves in a situation to where we can take care of ourselves and take care of our families and put ourselves in the best situation financially in the future. So the first thing to do, I would say, is financial education. We should all know how money works. We know in the school system, money wasn't a big topic. We had a lot of different subjects. You had English, you had math, history, and other things. But the school system doesn't focus on money and building wealth and building businesses. So it's very important that you take that in your own hands to be able to really increase your financial education and know how money works. Because there are so many resources out there. You have books. You can definitely read about the psychology of money to just know how money works. Know about, the Federal Reserve. Know about GDP. Know about the labor market. Know what's going on in the stock market. What's going on Main Street. What's going on in the socio-economic. What's going on with interest rates. And just knowing how money works. And that's going to give you a leg up on your education, give you a leg up mentally, and knowing how to maneuver, how to make smart, wise decisions. And it's very important because we really don't have any excuse nowadays to know about money with the access of information at our fingertips. So it's very important to be able to know money. And that's how you really start your journey of building wealth. And those are skills that you can be able to pass down to your kids. And they can pass down to their kids. When you are wise about money, you can pass that down to your kids to where they are wise about money. So getting educated and knowing how money works is going to be crucial in starting your journey and being able to really build wealth and take care of yourself financially. The second thing is skills. I always say skills pays the bills. It's very important to enhance your skills because you have to take what you have from your job. If you're a person who's been laid off or if you're a person who has not been laid off, wherever you at, you have to take the skills that you have and be able to use those at your next opportunity, whether that's starting a business or whether that's another job. But you have to really be able to have skills, those transferable skills, because the way things are today, you have to be able to have skills. You have to be able to have skills to where, hey, if your job is gone today, what can you do with the skills that you have to be able to create income? What can you do to start a side hustle? What can you do to be able to start a business? So think about skills like marketing. You can easily read a book about marketing, or you can easily look at things as far as on TV and social media, how things work, how people sell, and things of that nature. So it's very important to really understand that skills are very important. Social media, when you have a business, you can really be able to market that business on social media. You can be able to use social media and understand how it works, all the different functions. You can be able to understand forming a business, forming your LLC. You can be able to understand hiring, getting the right people in your business, getting the right partners in your business. You can be able to understand budgeting, understand how to budget for your business, products, services. So it's so much that we can learn and that we have to learn, because skills are very important. That's what's going to drive your value, give you value to where you can really be able to sell and sell your product, sell your services, and really be able to add value to make money for yourself. And the third thing is being an investor or having a business. I feel like that we are in a time now to where you have to be an investor, you have to be a business owner, be in one of those quadrants, because typically, you have, employee, you have investor, you have a business owner, and you have to be able to have additional income outside of your job, because like we see what's going on in the world, your job is not safe. You can be at a job, 5, 10, 15 years, and all of a sudden get that call. You all of a sudden get that call that, hey, we're no longer in need of your service. And then, what are you going to do now? So you have to be able to have the mindset of being an investor or being a business owner. So learn about the stock market, learn about investing in, individual stocks, if that's something you're interested in, or ETFs, index funds, and also learn about business as well, like we talked about earlier. It's very important to be able to know about starting a business, being able to see how you can leverage your skills to have products or services. But you have to be in those quadrants, because those are the avenues to help you create wealth. Because when you work a job, you have a set amount that you can actually make. But then you can use your business or use investing to be able to elevate yourself in order to make more income. So it's very important to take ownership of your finances and take control of your financial future. So I just want to share with you guys, because I know a lot has been going on in the world with the economics, but I urge you just to take control of your finances and know that you have what it takes to build wealth. But you're going to have to learn skills, financially educate yourself, and build wealth by being an investor and being a business owner. I just want to share it with you guys, and let me know in the comments what you guys think about this conversation. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.